gonna pass me, it's gonna pass me. I'm gonna pass one step closer, one step closer. One step closer, I'm getting paper, I'm getting paper, I'm getting paid. What? Bro, listen, man. Listen. Bro, stop. Come on now. Listen to me, fam, yeah? Stop fucking lying, bro. You didn't listen. You're full of shit, brother. You'll be proud. No, trust. It fits my plan. I stuck to my plan for the whole thing. And guess what? I passed. What you passed? Bro, I'm baffled, G. I stuck to my plan. What you listened to me. Wait, nah. What, so I don't need to whoop your ass. You put the bat down. Oh. Mate, this is great news. So you stuck to the plan, you listened to what I said, and now you've done it. Hey, come on, G. Yeah, come in, man. Hey, come in. What's going on, YouTube family? How we doing? Hope you've all had an incredible week. Welcome back to the channel. So, yeah, managed to get verification done, which I'm buzzing about. Passed last week on, I think it's the 2nd of August. I'll pop the thingy up somewhere here. So yeah, buzzing with that. Again, stuck to the plan. Tested me a little bit. I'll run through the metrics on it, show you guys that. But I wanted to kind of touch on a couple of things in this about verification itself and just kind of touch on my views on what I think is the hardest part of the challenge as a whole. Do me a favour before I get into that. Drop in the comments what you think's the hardest part. Is it the challenge, is it the verification, or is it the actual live account? What bit do you think is harder for a trader? Let's get into it. So basically what happened, brief rundown, I took my first trade on the 22nd of July, right? I ended up taking 2 losses, which got slipped pretty heavy, and I took a break even, and I was about 2.4% down. If I go to the 22nd of July, because I figured it would be good to read my thought process. So on the 22nd, I had the girls finish for 6 weeks, and I put let's have fun, because last year, we were in the process of moving house and doing all that and buying new stuff and whatnot, and we didn't really have much time and money to do days out and whatnot. So basically I took an L first trade of the verification, can't complain, I accepted the risk. I did, however, feel I reacted on some emotion out of missing a trade beforehand. So I'd missed a trade because I was with the girls doing stuff. So I came back, seen it fit the plan. So then I perhaps took a trade, although it was valid, it was perhaps a little bit on emotion, the market circumstances perhaps wasn't the best. Anyway, from that, then I've put, I then took another trade. That one was BE. I think I just wanted to get the whole verification started. All good, we moved, stay disciplined. Then a little bit later, took another L straight after the BE. Valid, but still not the greatest. Certainly felt like I'm rushing a little bit. And I felt imposter syndrome creeping. And I felt a point where all of a sudden, my head was telling me, you know what, big man, you fluked the challenge. You've now put this on YouTube. People are kind of waiting for you to drop the next part. You now have this expectation, people look up to you, people have told you they look up to you, and all of a sudden I start having all these thoughts like, shit, this isn't good, like I should be finding myself first, not putting this out there to the world, rah. So I definitely had some imposter syndrome. Towards the end of that day, I also wrote, the best story-worthy moment of the day is I beat imposter syndrome, because I managed to collect my thoughts. I've done so much work on my mindset, I managed to gather my thoughts and be like, hang on a minute, you got here because of the hard work and effort you put in. You have a plan that works now, that you're consistent in, that you're confident with. You have all this data to back you up. You've been consistent before. You just had a minor hiccup where you hit a dip. And the dip is what happens in every business idea, life. You hit a dip and some quit, some find a way out of the dip and continue to excel and grow. It's just like an equity curve. You hit a bit of drawdown. The biggest thing that makes a trader better is coming out of drawdown. Everyone can make wins when they're in profit. Can you do that when you're in drawdown or when you've lost something, right? So I gathered my thoughts and I was like, right, let's focus. Got a bit later in the session, took a trade that fit the plan to a T. It was beautiful. Now the problem with that, and this is, like I say, touching on in the video, sometimes things happen that are out of our control that we haven't experienced. So my trade assistant was booking out. The lines when you execute weren't showing up. The lot size was stuck on like one lot. It wouldn't change no matter what I did. So I thought, right, I'll reset it. So I've reset it, bearing in mind a trade is coming. As I've reset it, my trade basically was there. So I've hit sell as soon as it's reopened. Now, what I didn't realise was it had reduced the risk to like half or 0.4. Not sure why, because it's not done that to me before. Anyway, I took the trade. The trade that I took here would have passed me in one. It ran to the target perfectly. It did everything I wanted to do. On the way, it took off some partials at like 80% just before TP, and then it hit with such a small amount left. I just closed the trade. So I've gone from, bearing in mind, minus 2.4% down to 1.8, 1.9% up. It's a Friday, I believe. And I'm like, you know what, it's all good. Good way to end the day. I could have dwelled on the whole TP thing and the problem, but I was like, look, we'll journal it, but we move. It can't be helped. It's what happens when you use software. They can go wrong sometimes. Rah. Now, this could have turned into something worse. I didn't allow it to, right? I'm at bay with my thoughts. I understand them. I'm unpacking them. Metacognition, right? I'm understanding what's going on in my head. The sabotage is trying to creep in. It's trying to make me do more shit, take another trade, do something aggressive. I'm like, no, big man, I'm good, right? So from that, then we had quite a steady pace. We didn't take many trades. Then we took a trade. Again, this one ended up being a BE, but what started happening then with Trade Assistant is it started moving my TP into profit, even though I have that turned off. I know a few people have experienced that lately, and I have been in contact with the developer because I think he changed something to do with the partial systems, and something's happened where once it ran into like 4 or 5 pips into profit, it was just moving the stop loss into profit. So I took quite a few BEs along the way that gave me a little bump, right? I took a couple of losses again, which I welcome. They all fit the plan. Some of them you can see are less than 1% because, again, it was moving my stop, which you could say, oh, well, it did you all right. You know, you took profit off some of these trades, whatever. But the way I saw it is like, it's a frustration. You know, why is it doing that? Again, I'd rather just take the hit. Whatever, it happens. Here again, you know, I took a trade. It closed out. I think that one might have been half risk. I need to check my journal. But basically, I had a whirlwind of trades were getting closed out early or trades were not being executed with the right risk. And it took me more trades than perhaps I would have liked to get it. Nonetheless, we got it and we caught a banger of a trade, the last trade we took, which absolutely fucking just perfect. So you can see, you know, we experienced a fair bit of drawdown, nearly 2.5k, passed on the 11th day basically. And yeah, you know, everything was met. I'm cool with that. I'm glad again I've experienced a part of drawdown. I've experienced something that has challenged me again, because this is trading. It challenges you, right? And this is where I want to pivot now. This is where I want to now pivot into my views on trading as a whole when you're going for funding. And what I want to touch on is I think everybody looks at the funding challenge as the first part is the hardest, right? Now hear me out, because the first part, of course, is difficult. To make 10% in 30 days isn't easy. But what you have to remember is they do give you an extension if you're 5% up within 3 days. This is Ftmo. Within 3 days before the end date, they'll give you an extra 14 days. So you've got to have that in the back of your head. You could get an extension if need be. The other thing is some people do hero it in one trade, right? You pass it in one trade, I've done it before, you pass it in one, you feel great. And if that's your plan, that's your edge, and everything's ticked out perfect, then brilliant. But what you have to remember is you haven't been tested. Again, in the challenge I had small tests. The verification, I got tested a lot more in very many different ways, right? From the kids being off school to me wanting to go out and have days out and do things to not getting in trades. Normally I'd get the ump, but I was like, well, I'll do this for freedom. I do this for them. So me being out and then missing a trade, I don't give a shit. There'll be another trade, right? But again, I had to have the willpower and the understanding to unpack that thought, because it's very easy to make you come home late and start taking shit trades, right? The verification for me personally, and why I believe it's so hard, and I would imagine, I'd like to see the stats on this, I would imagine more people fail on verification than on the challenge. The reason I would say that is because the verification is reverse psychology, right? You've just come from making 10% in 3 days, right? You're feeling pumped, you're feeling good. Then they say to you, oh, you only need to make 5% now and you have double the time. So your brain is like, hang on, I need to make 5% less than I've made and I have double the time. They think I'm a dickhead, bruv. I'm fucking good. I'm a trader, man. I'm big in the game out here. I'll show them. So then what you do is you perhaps go and take some dumbass shit trades, right? Now what happens is you 1, deviate from the plan. 2, you've started the 60 days. And 3, you're now in drawdown. Now maybe you need 6%, maybe you need 7%, maybe you need 8%, right? Depending on how bad that day was. Now you're in a position where you're like, shit, my brain was buzzing because I'm like 1 step closer to making money from this thing called trading. I'm 1 step closer to getting that funded account, to being able to make money, right? Because you have to remember, that first 10% on a funded account, you've made nothing. All you've done is get another account with another target goal, right? So your brain's a bit like, well, made 10%, don't really make anything from it. All right. Now you've got to make 5, and again, from that 5, you don't actually receive anything. Now, I believe my Forex funds actually give you a small percentage of the challenge and verification. I'm not 100% on that, but I believe they give you something when you get your payout, right? Now you're in a position where your head's like, right, bro, come on, we've got 60 days, we've got bare time, but I want to get it past because I need to take the missus out, or I need to buy the kids something new, or I need to pay my rent, or I need to do whatever it is, right? You've put yourself in a position where now this is on a pedestal, and you need it more than you've ever needed it, right? And I experienced moments of that, but I was very quick to go, nah, not interested. The way I see this is it's a £450 investment. If I lose that £450 investment, it is what it is. I can go again. That's my view on it. I don't view it as anything else anymore. I don't view it as a $100,000 account. Ooh, it's literally from getting the challenge to the verification to the live account. There's no difference. It's always the same feeling, and the only difference is when it's live, you get a payout on a set date. You pick the date, blah blah blah, right? But until then, it's just like anything. It's like trading your own funds, right? So I think too many people go into the verification with this big dick energy that they're going to kill it. Now, yes, back yourself, but also be humble, right? Don't go into it swinging arms. Don't go into it thinking you're the fucking man. Because if you get hit with things that you're not ready for, it will test you in new ways that you can't prepare for in backtesting. You can't prepare for in data gathering. It's going to hit you with shit that you're going to be like, whoa, hang on a minute. Like, I haven't experienced this before. What the hell? And that's trading, right? That's life. We learn things as we go. The important thing is to take the lessons on board, learn from them, understand them. What is it trying to tell us? What is it trying to show us, right? So for me, going straight into drawdown was great because on the challenge I hadn't done that. I'd gone into profit, and when you're in profit, it's much easier to take a loss and be like, oh well, it's nothing. When you're in drawdown, a good trader is made, from me personally, from coming from drawdown. Having it within you to know that I've been in drawdown, I've battled drawdown, and I can come out of drawdown, no matter it's 1%, 10% or 20%, right? Obviously on funded account, you can't do that 20%. But you get my gist, right? That creates a self-belief in, I've been there before, I can do it again. So when that loss comes, you're not going to go, oh, fucking hell. As long as it fits, you're all good in the hood, right? So for me, the way I would approach verification is not any different to how I'd approach a challenge or the live account. You've got to have that plan. You've got to have a plan in place that you're ready to execute at the click of a button, provided you're there. If you're not there because you have other means of life to do, you have other things you're doing, you're enjoying your life, don't beat yourself up, there'll be another trade. I tell everyone this, and I've been saying this to people for fucking years now. There will be another trade tomorrow. The amount of trades I've taken that have been filthy fucking mustard juiciness of like, oh my god, the bunda on the trade. And I'm like, I'll never see that again. And then guess what? The next day in my journal, I'm logging the same bad boy trade. They're going to come again. The market has abundance of opportunity. Our job is to extract that when we're present, when we're available, when our edge is met. Until then, we're not even a trader now. We're just doing our thing. We're being a normal human being. If you approach verification and you're only focused on the outcome and not the process, you're going to fail. Because outcome focus is dangerous, especially as a trader. If all you're thinking about is the outcome, then when you try to get the outcome, the processes are not going to be in place to get there, and you're going to fail. It's going to happen, and most people, when they fail, they quit. It's why when you hit the dip in life, a lot of people give up in that point because it's too fucking hard and it asks too much of you, right? Very few will go through the dip, go through the shit, and come out the other side. But when you come out, I'm telling you now, you feel better than you've ever felt. I feel incredible in my trading now because I've gone through a dip that tested the shit out of me. And I publicly put that out there too, which added even more pressure, right? But what I want to say is when I got the challenge done, I was like, meh. When I got the verification done, I was like, meh. It's just a thing. You all of a sudden realise there's an anticlimax. Yes, getting funded's great and it's a huge achievement, but it's just the beginning. Now it's about going into the live account. I signed the contracts for the live account on, I think, the 3rd of August. I got the live account. I felt emotional last week where I felt like, oh, I want to make money. I've missed out the last few months. I'm not making money. Let's make money. I just didn't trade for the week because I knew there was going to be an issue there and then that made me do some mad ass shit. I didn't want to do that, so I made a decision in the moment that I'm at peace with. It's all about understanding this. It's not about controlling your emotion, removing your emotion and going, I'm not emotional. It's about understanding what your emotions are trying to tell you. It's your brain's way of indicating and telling you something's up. It's a way of communicating with you and saying, yo, big man, I feel a bit like this. Can we try and figure out why? And then that's when the real work happens. It's when the real shit takes place, where you start to go, I felt like that because of this, because of that. Oh my God, it's this, right? If you don't do all that shit and you just think, I need technicals, oh, more technicals. There's some secret sauce out there that's going to... Doesn't matter how fucking good the technicals are. It doesn't matter how disciplined you are. If you can't push the button, if you can't execute and follow a model and a strategy and an edge properly, you won't get consistent. Now I have to go and do it all again. So honestly, for me, the anticlimax, the marching band and the confetti, my missus, when I passed verification, she was sitting next to me because obviously I'm trying to teach her as well. She was sat next to me trying to like understand the trade and everything. And when it passed, she was buzzing, bless her. And I love her for that. She was like, yes, you did it, you come back. And I was just like, yeah. You know, maybe I might treat myself to like a Five Guys milkshake and a fat burger. But other than that, it's just another day. And you kind of need to look at it like that. And that's not because it's like, oh, Al's not really happy bunny, is he? Like, what's going on? It's nothing to do with that. It's that I'm very happy in my life as it is, and this is just another way for me to make extra capital that I can then, you know, distribute into my personal, into my life and whatever and so forth. But I know that I want to get another Ftmo, I want to get another one, I want to get 4. I want to scale it, I want to scale my personal. I know I need to now do everything I've just done, I need to do again. I need to see, is this edge working over the next 6 months? How am I going to do? How am I able to execute it, follow it consistently? Am I able to put the things in process to get me to where I need to be? Am I able to do all of those things calmly, effortlessly, while still having a life? Measure my success now over the next few months and years, not just over this week. I feel a massive elevation in my mental health, in my mental game, in my trade experience, and I'm grateful for the lessons that have been taught. And I just want to finish by saying to anybody watching this, if you're an aspiring trader, if you've been trading, if you're looking at getting into trading, listen, it's hard. It will test you. It will put you through challenges you've never been through before. But I promise you it's worth it. And I promise you if you stick to it and you get the work done and you put the effort in, you will be consistent. You will get to those days that you've dreamt of and imagined. But I also promise you that when you get to those days that you've dreamt of and imagined, you need to enjoy them. Because if you don't, the next goal appears, the next monetary value, the next big thing comes. And all of a sudden you're just chasing a number forever and you'll never be happy. So it's really important to remember that just because you've got a funded account doesn't make you better than someone else. It doesn't make you happier. It's a tool. It gives you an ability to make more income. Look, if you like this video, if you can do one thing for me, like, subscribe, share, try and get the message out there to other people. I'm trying to get the channel to grow. Last week's video was an absolute flopper. Maybe you guys don't want to see vlogs. Maybe the vlog wasn't very entertaining. To be honest, the vlogs take a lot more work and effort. So whether I continue to do a lot of them or just the odd one here and there, these are the videos I do prefer and I know people prefer. They're just very hard to think of a new idea each week. So again, as always, ideas, please drop them in. I don't want to do technical stuff, so please don't ask me to walk through technicals because there's just no value in that for me. There's people doing technicals everywhere. I'm trying to be different. I'm trying to do different things in this game. I'm trying to really grow and scale this channel for longevity, not just for a quick, I'm here now, gone tomorrow. I want to leave a legacy on the channel and things that will help people hopefully in future years and generations. So yeah, if you can like, subscribe and share, it'll mean the world to me. I hope you all have an incredible week. Keep killing it. Keep smashing it. Love you all. Peace and love, family. Hit the ting, yeah? Do me a favour and hit it. Peace.